Hi guys! Welcome to Paranormal Captivity. Tonight I want to tell you about my experience with angels. Now, regardless of your belief in, which I guess you kind of have to throw out the window anyway if you're watching my videos, because if you're into ghosts and supernatural stuff, you're probably open to at least the possibility of all supernatural stuff. So given that, the closest word I could come to describing my experience in these instances is with angels. Whether or not it actually is or isn't, I don't know, but the experiences still happened. They're still definitely paranormal, supernatural, and they're definitely neat. So I wanted to share these with you today. When I was in 10th grade, I'm 99% sure, yes, 10th grade, one of my classmates passed away in a car accident on her way to school. And it wasn't a close friend of mine. I think I'd gone to a sleepover that she was at, and I had a few classes with her, but my school was very small. My graduating class had 74 people in it, so it was a very close-knit community. The elementary, middle, and high school were all connected in the same building, so I'd had classes with her on and off since elementary school. So one day we found out that she had passed away, but the morning that happened, I awoke from a dream, and as soon as I found out the information that she died, all of my memories of the dream were completely forgotten for a long time. But when I woke up that morning, my dad usually left for work very, very early, and occasionally, even though we were older, he would still come in and give us a kiss on the forehead before he left or something. So I woke up thinking that my dad was in the room and that he'd just given me a kiss on the head or something, because I woke up looking at what I thought was his face, and it looked like him, but the longer I looked, he looked a little younger. His hair was a lighter color, so he looked more like all the same shade, because his hair is a darker brown, but it looked more like an even light brown to tannish white skin, kind of. And I realized he didn't have facial hair, and my dad, at the time, always at least had a mustache, so I was like, huh. And I just got this overwhelming feeling of love. It was the same kind of love feeling that you would get from your dad waking you up. And so I just woke up feeling very loved and very safe and very happy, because this person was just slightly smiling at me. And then as my focus came into the room and as I started to actually wake up, I thought I was laying on one side looking into my room, but actually I was on the other shoulder looking at a wall. And so as my vision cleared and I woke up, I realized I was just staring at a wall. That was weird. Went on about my day, found out the information about my classmate, and I was distraught. I have never had loss like that in my life. And so I was a wreck. The funeral was horrible. I don't know if I've ever cried as hard as I did at that one, and I think it was because she was my age, maybe. It was so scary. But I went through that, and a few years later, my grandpa ended up passing away, and I woke up in the exact same way. And when I woke up, I was flooded with all of these memories of my classmate, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that's the craziest way to wake up in the world. And then shortly after, I found out my grandpa had died. And I was like, whoa, whatever this is, it wanted to comfort me in a time that it knew I would need it. And so I thought it was just the neatest thing, and I didn't talk about it out loud for probably a good year because I didn't want to jinx it. I really appreciated the fact that I was given that gift of comfort in that time. So I didn't really talk about it. And then about a year later, nothing had really happened. I started to be a little more open about it, and I started telling people about what had happened, and they were like, oh, that's so cool. So then it was quite a few years before I had another, impactful loss, thankfully. And the next one was my grandma, who had been married to the same grandpa. And that morning, I woke up from a dream hearing a comforting voice saying my name. And I woke up and I was like, whoa, that's weird, which I know there's a certain specific word for when you hear voices upon waking up and going to sleep. So I know that that's a thing a lot of people do experience, but for me, it's not something I experience often. And the only time I can remember it really happening distinctly was that morning, and then shortly after I found out my grandma had passed away as well. So that's kind of my experience with angels, or something out there in the ether universe somewhere that wanted to bring comfort during a time that I would need it. So I just think that's a super neat thing. I can't explain it, I can't define it, but I am super thankful that I've been able to experience it. So that's my story about angels. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Bye!